so many books. Hello everyone, Stephanie here. Today's video is going to be my July wrap up. I read 4 books this month and I started a 5th. I'm so happy. I'm getting my roll in reading, like legitimately I'm going there. Getting there. You know what I mean? So let's just get into it. The first book that I read this month was Alpha by Juice. This is the ending to the Infinity trilogy. I do have a review. I'll leave it down below. I think I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. It was very enjoyable. I really liked it. This is set in a world where there are multiple dimensions, meaning there are multiple Earths, and you know, each Earth has a version of you and of the people that you care about, and sometimes it's different. And it's just about how there's a program called Infinity where you're able to go from dimension to dimension. There's a guy named Dylan who's going after the Corys of each of the worlds and a group of people who are responsible for something, well, that he believes are responsible for taking someone away that he loves. So it's about Corey meeting up with a guy named Cade and Noah and them going on an adventure. Each book follows different perspectives. It's a lot of fun. It's a great sci-fi and I do highly recommend it. The second book I read this month was Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I absolutely adored it. If you guys don't know what this is about, this is set in the year 2044, 2044, and the world has kind of gone to shit. There's issues with food and crops and money collapsing, like, you know, all of that stuff. And everyone escapes to an online game virtual world called Oasis. There is an Easter egg that the Halliday, who is the creator of Oasis, hid, and when he dies he lets everyone know, hey, if you get these 3 keys you find the egg and you get to run Oasis, and you also get his fortune. And it's about these people going after the egg and the issues that there are. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend either the book or the movie. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. Not completely surprising, but it's so amazing, and I can't believe it took me so long to read it, but I'm glad I did. No regrets, and I cannot wait for the next book. I read an awesome book that I've had on my shelf for 2 years, and that is The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid. This book was so amazing. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I stinking loved it. I thought it was great. I really still think a couple of things could have changed, but because I enjoyed the book so much, I didn't take anything away from it. But I'll talk more about what I had issues with in my review, which will be up on some point. But this book is in the future. It's kind of confusing, I won't lie. It's intergalactic, so there are many people who live on ships out in space or on their own little rocks, but they don't necessarily actually live on land. They've never landed and dealt with like rain and like storms and the unpredictability of just, you know, planets. Planet side or planet base, is that what planet base is what they call it. So in this futuristic world, everyone is enhanced. They have like a feature they keep about them, their nose or their lips, and then they change everything else constantly because it's a trend. So it's not just changing your hair color, changing the pigment of your skin, it's also changing physical features about yourself constantly. And the younger people, or just very important people, you know, the parents do it for their kids, they get them diabolics. And what diabolics are truly enhanced, like, humans. They're not necessarily humans, they're engineered, but they're stronger, they're bigger, they're faster, and they are there to protect. So you're following Sidonia, and her diabolic Nemesis, and so you're following Sidonia and Nemesis, and in this world that they live in, they do not study science. It is completely banned. You should not study the sciences. You can't, they pretty much just don't want you to learn. And so while we're in the future, they have ships and they have robots, and robots take care of those robots. But people believe that, guess what, eventually all of our technology that we have right now that we do not even know how to use because you refuse to let us learn is going to go to shit and whatnot. So that's what it's following. And then you follow, it's a lot of stuff. I'll talk more about it. I thought it was really, really great. I was sucked in immediately. I was not expecting to actually love it as much as I did. I thought it was so much fun. I really need the freaking second book, and I'll talk more about the things I had a few issues with, not even a whole lot, but I thought it was absolutely great. The last full book I read, because I did read a half, was The Fates Divide by Veronica Roth. I kind of just like powered through this book, but can I say I did not like it. There were things that were better than the first book, and I have a lot of issues with the first book. It's not very flushed out, the world, the plot. You don't really know what's going on, what's happening. But the first book, I found that I was just like reading it and I was enjoying it even when I had my issues with it. But then this one, I read it and very quickly, but I kept forgetting things that were happening. I kept just losing touch with the book. I was not there the whole time. I really didn't enjoy it. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. It's a hot mess. I personally don't care for it. I don't know. They're beautiful. I'm not like gonna get rid of them or anything, but I did not enjoy it. And it's such a shame to say that. But I think it's just Veronica Roth is not for me, because the same thing happened with Divergent. Like, I liked the first book, and then as the next books came out, I just didn't like it. So maybe I just give up on her. That might happen. So 2 out of 5 stars. I have no idea what else to say. And the last book I've been reading, but I'm not done yet, is Reached by Ali Condi. Guys, y'all know this has been sitting on my shelf for a while. I read Crossed a long time ago, but I am already on page 253, so I have about half of the book to go, so I'll obviously be finishing it soon. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving it. Is it as good as I think the second book was? No. But it's definitely getting really good, because holy crap, a bunch of stuff is starting to happen, and I'm over here like, I don't know what's what, yo. I don't know what's what. Just throwing that out there. Just saying it. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So those are the books I read this month. What have you guys read? Have you enjoyed the books you read? Have you read The Diabolic? Have you read The Fates Divide? I was going to say Carve the Mark. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!